Psalm 91 and my Psalm 91 story. You who live in the shelter of Elyon, who spend your nights in the shadow of Shaddai, who say of Yahweh, my refuge, my fortress, and God in whom I trust. He will rescue from the trap of the hunter, from the plague of calamities. He will cover you in his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His truth is a shield and protection. You will not fear the terrors of night, or the arrow that flies by day, or the plague that roams in the dark, or the scourge that wreaks havoc at noon. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it won't come near you. Only keep your eyes open, you will see how the wicked are punished. For you have made Yahweh the Most High, who is my refuge, your dwelling place. No disaster will happen to you, no calamity will come near your tent, and he will order his angels to care for you and guard you wherever you go. They will carry you on their hands so that you won't trip on a stone. You will tread down lions and snakes, young lions and serpents you will trample underfoot. Because he loves me, I will rescue him. Because he knows my name, I will protect him. He will call on me and I will answer him. I will be with him when he is in trouble. I will extricate him and bring him honor. I will satisfy him with long life and show him my salvation. So a little bit of my story. When I began experiencing the sleep paralysis and the symptoms of sleep paralysis, this chapter came up when I was looking for just explanations, and it talks about the plague that roams in the dark and the terror of night. And I thought that's kind of exactly what I'm dealing with. So I prayed this not as like magic to make everything go away, because I have a video where I'm still experiencing it, and that was years ago when I first started paying attention to this psalm. I researched it and I saw so many people on YouTube and so many people just on the internet, different platforms, talking about their testimonies, how this saved their life. There was this one woman, and I don't remember her whole story, but she was in a situation, life and death situation. She couldn't remember. She did not memorize it, which I'm not saying you have to memorize it, but she knew that she knew that there was feathers in there, that the Lord will hide you in his feathers. And so she just kept saying that. And whatever situation she was, I don't know if she was being attacked on a plane or she was somewhere, but she called on feathers, and then she says that the people left. Whoever was attacking her ended up leaving. So that was one of the many stories I've read, but I apologize. During that time, I was in an information overload. I can't really remember a lot of it. So I just walked away with, like, you don't really have to memorize it. It's helpful. It's very helpful. I've been in situations where I'll recall some of these verses and say them. Like, 1,000 fall on my side, 10,000 on my right, and different parts of that. But during that time, which I call the purge, it's because I was seeking, like, why is this happening? And now I know it's just because it's an attack. Like, the enemy is not going to leave you alone. So it's not always exactly the sleep paralysis, and the symptoms of sleep paralysis isn't always because of what we did wrong. But during this time, I did have things in my life that I shouldn't have. And I was praying and learning, reading this before, when I woke up, maybe not exactly when I woke up, but before I went to bed. When I came home from work, before I went to bed, I'd read it and focus on where I need to be in the shadows of El Shaddai, trusting him, the different things he says that he will do on his end, and the authority we have to trample the enemy, and then the promises. So it was something that I did have to repeat over, and then I read it as a prayer. I said, replace the yous for I, or me. So that's how I use that. I did go through a big purge where I emptied a lot of my physical life and the spiritual life, my mentalities and ways of thinking. I had to clean it up because unknowingly I had come into agreement with some other things that I should not have, but I learned a lot. And so that's kind of explains a little bit of what I've been sharing more recently on the YouTube channel, just what I've learned and sharing it with those that I feel like I'm being surrounded with more people that are going through those experiences that I went through, and so I hope that it helps you. But whether it's sleep paralysis or not, Psalm 91 is amazing. So I just encourage you to read it, your translation. I encourage you to pray it, teach it. All right, thank you, bye.